Small mistakes, a couple of plans not going according to plan have let them down. It's left them with this nuke as a third. It used to be a home map for the Danes, a home map for Astralis, and it's one that G2 have struggled on in recent time. But an epic series deserves an epic conclusion. And so let's get into this without further ado. Device opens up. HooXi with the reply, making his debut at Cologne, in with a double. And he's going to send Astralis down lower.
He's never been to the Lanxess. He's never been in the arena, and it is never an easy road to get there. Astralis in a 2-on-4 fighting back, and HooXi tries to spam him through the smoke. The bomb will be planted. That bomb rotate is crept down, but Device is covering. This P250 can be lethal in the post barn, and it will certainly need to be as it swaps off, in fact, to the dual Berettas, back to the double door. There is no kit. Device can win this round with a couple of well-placed shots. They need to kill him quick together, and Device only puts down one more. It's going to be G2 with a pistol as they try and fight forward. This team looks different to the one we got on that opening map of Ancient. Lackluster T-sides, went quiet when we needed them the most. Have G2 woken up just in time?
Hot start for HooXi as well, right? He is the reason why this pistol's nice and clean. His double, first over towards outside, then the second one down at B, really do make life a lot easier for G2. And he'll even be the guy to put the cherry on top and cement the pistol round. So not normally the one you look to, but he does the heavy lifting there. And he's gifted G2 a nice start, providing they can go toe-to-toe with Device's AK Force.
I'm taking nothing for granted in round two, given how the Inferno second half began. So yeah, it's only one gun. It's not a full force for Astralis, but they seem to be believing in it. And if you're wondering what all the screaming was in this building, it was 9 Ents, which, as you can see on the right, has ended in favor of Ents in an overtime bout on map 3. So only bangers coming down today. But Group B definitely is tough. We've got Na'Vi Mouse after this matchup as well, waiting. Device looking for this pick, but very passive position towards the back of garage for NiKo, so he'll be giving over nothing. It's extremely difficult to find that cross. Device is going to walk it. They'll allow this, but it's not that G2 are worried too much about lower. JKS can quickly rotate. m0NESY's come in to support on ramp, and they're hopping out into their own demise. The bomb tries to survive, and HooXi's even chasing these vent players, dropping that AK-47. Even though Stair gets it back, winning this round is a tough task. Upper is open with the exception of Hunter, but you've got to fly up the vent with that AK.
Yeah, upper is now very much closed.
Yeah.
There's suddenly 3 players here in the blink of an eye, ready for the vent rotate, so very well handled by G2. They piece together what's happening in that round. It's a team ace, everyone chiming in, everyone pulling their weight. And said, no worry on the hero AK round, but Astralis have got more tricks up their sleeve, right? They might have come into that one with a rifle, with a couple of players on armor, but they're still bringing out guns in this follow-up round. So there's never a moment to rest if you're G2. You don't get that usual freebie, not yet. You're going to have to earn it.
Instant wall off of the first gun round. Blame's going over it, though. Looking for this garage pick, see where NiKo has found himself. Different position every round so far. And I love this call for G2. They read this well. They started too low. They're walking straight up. Blame's got that spot. But even going wide on main, you have to be careful with your shadow. There's the flash. And m0NESY is seen. They don't want to show there's 2 players here, though. And NiKo, as a result, can fall all the way back. And he's actually reconfirmed ramp is clear. So Astralis are going to get given no kills in the yard in any capacity. They can use it to get deep towards hell or take some control in secret, but I don't think you're expecting this much room. Looks like it wants to be an A split perhaps, with Blame left on the roof. They go back to the lobby. Bomb's picked up for outside though. The time is going to be the problem here for Astralis. Lining up top site util. G2 assured in this one. 2 players on A and a third can come in quick rotation. Well, I say that NiKo's doubling down on ramp, so there's a shot here for Astralis. 30 seconds, the flank is in. Oh, fake out.
Yeah, this is a very late play that they're looking to make. It's going to be JKS, the real focal point here. Now the rest of G2 know that this play is coming in at lower. JKS, I like this decision. He backs out of there. He's trying to waste time, trying to be a nuisance, and he's doing a great job of that. JKS does all he has to and then some. Stair is getting hounded from every single angle. Wherever he chooses to fight, he's open as something. Too many angles, and he's just one man. So overran by G2. A nice start to their CT side, very composed. That wasn't, you know, a super standard round out of Astralis. That is a very, very late take of the lower site, trying to get tricky with some of those rotates, knowing that they wouldn't have much to go up against down at lower.
Yeah, the issue is the later you go there, when you haven't seen anyone outside, G2 make the perfect call to push lobby. They know they're going to catch you doing something for the execute, you know, setting up for an A-pop, or they're going to clear lobby completely. NiKo catches device coming down on the ladder, so Astralis just aren't ready to be pushed with 20 or so seconds left on the clock. That's when they're priming themselves for a hit. We have a nade stack here on roof. It looks like 4 HEs trying to blow Hunter to bits, and I think they might have him. One nade missed though, and Hunter sees it coming and dodges. Don't think one nade would have made the difference. Very heads-up move for Hunter to reposition there. And not enough damage that, you know, any one player can know they've hurt him off of an assist, know that those nades were a good play. As far as they're concerned, no one was backside. Astralis have always loved that. That's like old school Astralis, you know, nade stacking hut roof or top silo on A. It's nothing new. A legendary map for this organization, although only one player remains from that era. And we talked about this earlier, but this is Astralis at Cologne, man. The last 4 Lanxess appearances in a row. They want to get there again. G2 mauling them at ramp, though. Not going to make it easy to run through this very difficult group.
One man's made it out, and well overwhelmed m0NESY. Didn't know about blameF, who was a little deeper than he was ready for. Now armed with the AK, bomb on the back of Stair. They're going to fixate down the ramp. Noise made by Stair on the run-up, and blameF is the one caught in the crossfire. Now left in another one of these clutches is Stair. Going to try his hand at the plant, but HooXi will move in swiftly and mop that up. Stair wanted the money, wanted the chance to play that 1v2 out with a bomb, to play around and act almost like a second man. But HooXi never gives him the time, never gives him the respect.
You know, early in the year, G2 had a monstrous win streak on Nuke, if we remember. It was broken at Pro League by Fnatic. It was, I think, around 16 wins in a row for G2 on Nuke alone. They got destroyed in the game they lost, but this is a team that when they are playing at their peak and warmed up, they can be unbeatable on this map. And we're seeing the better G2 the longer this series goes on. So Astralis are really having to work if they want to take this series away now in map 3. It's a big opening kill for Device. It's been a very consistent piece of Astralis' T-size today. High success rate. I mean, even coming into this tournament, just off of the games Astralis have played in the new season, he has like 75% success on opening attempts. That's like an impossible to keep that up. But he's so far done it in this series.
NiKo's teed up for success here, flashed in by JKS. He'll only get out with one. blameF was ready to respond there, and now HooXi can hear them running amok down at lower. Question is he going to hold? Bide his time for Stair outside. Doesn't matter, Stair finds him first. JKS in the 1v3, already down on the lower side, but this is where Stair, being kind of let off the leash. He's going to go, he's going to clear the upper site. He calls, guys, there's no one up here. The vent rotate is safe, and so they will bypass any world in which JKS looks to win this clutch.
Yeah, and to a degree, that's like what we were talking about at the end of last season about the idea of positionless CS, because the second you kill 4 players and you look at the rate, scoreboard rather, and you go, oh, it's JKS, he's ramp, so don't go B. We've got so much upper control. He can only be heaven or dropped in backside, or he's got the perfect position on B to stop us coming through doors. So that's why we have that conversation on would it be better to keep things fresh, even if it is just swapping players in and out in certain rounds during maps. But obviously then you have the danger of having to learn more positions and being jack of all trades, master of none. But it's an interesting conversation nonetheless. We'll see how CS develops in CS2. Good round for Astralis. Off the back of Device's opening pick outside, they convert it with 3 alive.
That's their first round since this third map begins, and on the last couple of maps we would have one team start off nicely, convert the pistol, maybe win that first rifle round, and then things would get trickier with teams streaking back and forth. Astralis kind of want that trend to remain true, right? You don't want this to be your one and done. Was signposted by Device with that AWP outside to kickstart the whole ordeal. He's been fantastic across this series, getting great mileage out of him. And this is where they're hoping they can make this game competitive immediately, right? Don't let G2 get comfortable. Don't let them build up this bank account off of a crazy second map. Don't let them carry that momentum forward. And so that's what Astralis have got to do here. Gonna take it into the lobby. You'll see G2 are already working within some limitations here. HooXi down to the MP9.
Those are great nades. They went on roof and they bounced them off the top of the silo like we were talking about. And he did them so quickly that it's as HooXi's setting up. It's not like he's static in a position. He's moving off spawn and he gets blown to pieces.
JKS just going to block ramp. Just going to deny this territory for now. They're kind of hoping that NiKo and m0NESY are going to be given the chance to shine over here outside. Might never come down to it. Stairs often been kind of left over here just to lurk out on his own. So we will have NiKo to contest with. Tucked in behind red. Hunter's spamming the smoke, giving the illusion of like, yeah, we don't know. We don't have the info that no one's crossing. When in reality, NiKo thinks that no one's made it down. Him and Stair cross paths like ships in the night, never knowing just how close they came.
This is bad for Astralis, though. This is ultra bad. NiKo, will he hold the shot?
Oh my goodness. Trying to get as much as he can out of it. Uses the trigger discipline to execute too. And with that, the round unravels for Astralis. NiKo's like a ghost, a ghostly apparition, a demon in the back of the lobby that they were not ready for. And he's even going to hound down another. Beautifully played from NiKo. Great round. He'll never realize why they were so unprepared for him outside, why no one was ready for that. But he plays it beautifully with the situation he gets himself into. And this was what started it all, this ring around the red box.
He doesn't go for too many as well. Just 2 kills is perfect. And I love it when you're making that play, he's telling his teammates, get ready. I don't want you to initiate, but as soon as I make contact, you can go. And Hunter pushes Hut after NiKo finds a double, also gets a kill, gives NiKo 4 frags at the end of the round. That's a beautiful 1-2 punch, but it's mainly the right hook for G2. Nice move from NiKo. And G2 looking like a different team entirely now. 5-1 up. Broken bye for Astralis. They'll molly red this time. They learned their lesson. But NiKo.
Oh. I mean, he's been flash through in the past, but there's no one here to lob it for him. Could look for one through the windows, but yeah, he's just going to play up close. Listen, use them ears to try and get some info out of this. He's heard players cross down, and he looks to apply pressure. That's the bomb dropped. NiKo gets that away from Astralis. JKS locked in a fight over at ramp, but the bulk of the pressure is on Hunter down here at lower. He will stand the test of time. Does not let them cross into B just yet, and when he sees that third man, that's his decision. Now just to back up out of there, swinging in on HooXi's contact. A great trade of players making contact first to still get value out of a low HP Hunter. And now it's all on Buzz. JKS Tapped out from the heavens, sure, that's something. But how much further can you really take this? The bomb down at lower. G2 only have Hunter here still.
He didn't get
but they're holding all the extremities. Buzzer's got to make noise. Time's not on his side here. There's no sneaking down secret. In a way, vent dropping feels like his only option. If he goes outside, that's exactly what NiKo wants. And so no chance for Buzz in this 1v3. G2 lock it in. NiKo just harassing outside in these rounds. Him and Hunter combining to make this one happen. It's a beautiful sight. And I mean, these were the two that couldn't quite show up at the same time back on the first map of this series.
Yeah.
We had a great start from Hunter. Then he kind of fell off come the second half, and it was NiKo stepping up. But now they're both switched on.
Pimp called him the best outside rifler in the world on the CT side, and right now NiKo is showing us exactly why he's earned that title. A good variety of setups, playing close and far from the smokes, getting great flank timings. Another nade puts Device down to half, and he's aware of the possibility of this orb. He even glaive smokes late. JKS, though, how about ramp rushing? He hears that first guy come through. He's going to have to abandon this completely, running amok as Stair chases him down. There's a good grenade. If they swing with it, they will walk slowly into JKS's crosshair. 2 headshots is lovely, and that's a costly B take for Astralis. I'd be surprised if they can convert this. G2 are right here at the doors.
Yeah, very well played from JKS in that position. The drop down was about half a second later than you would have liked. Still gets out of it with a lot. But Device is really looking to make this round intriguing. He's on some super weird routing here if you're G2. Now this is going to be heard by NiKo. And Device should never check this. Device should never be ready for this. And he's not. So that orb gets its head cut off. One head off the beast, a second found, and just Borup left to beat. G2 flow over Astralis down at lower. It starts with a lovely double out of JKS, and HooXi's getting loud now.
Yeah, and that's what you want out of G2, right? 3 stars left in the post pod. All 3 find their kills. They're all given 1v1s. They make it look so easy. And that's after JKS, in a very difficult position, gets out with a double kill.
I wanted to talk about it more, but obviously, so much is happening in that moment. He kind of dropped down the ramp on like a bit of an odd timing because he tried to take that first fight. So that actually left him with less time than your ramp anchor likes to have to get down ramp. That's why his decision to underhand the smoke, nade the only available choke point. He does a really good job of being in a pretty dire situation and making it as streamlined and as easy as possible as he can to get out with a multi-kill there.
Again, smokes down. This time NiKo's not here to challenge them. He has started down lower for the first time for at least this player. Astralis, they have nothing in terms of util. They just have to dry walk this one. Now the numbers aren't known, but NiKo will confirm that soon. 3 players in secret blame the insurance policy on a main lurk. Oh, boost is a really good idea. NiKo might get caught by this. That's a great shot for Borup. Not an easy head to hit. NiKo finally dead, 11 and 3. They're going to get a bomb plant out of this one, you'd think, unless JKS can spam this smoke efficiently. Oh, can't quite find it. Haircuts, not dished out. And G2 might just save off of positions alone. That's a fantastic opening for Astralis. Unless Buzz dies very soon. But even then, G2 are just crunching the lobby. They'll have this kill, but they won't have the round. That was, if he fired, that's a collateral right there. I love this call for G2. It shows great restraint to do this at 7-1, but they realize, yeah, just one, not even a mistake, one really nice play for Astralis to catch NiKo while he's looking at the wrong angle. And we may as well just play the long game, keep our money, and we can still dominate this half.
Yeah, you know, I mean, in any round of Counter-Strike, there's decisions to be made, right? And that's the beauty of this game. There's almost an infinite number of possibilities, and with every decision you make, you accept that you're going to be making some concessions, and that round there was...
It was basically instantaneously, you know, it wasn't a hoo-haing or a bit of self-doubt. It was just, you know, make the call and believe in it, and ultimately that's the best bet. m0NESY not be required to go crazy in this map, but he looks like he wants to get involved, put this orb in the picture, and that's one way to do it. Up in front of the door smoke, gets that entry. Astralis wanted to hit this top site. That's called into question.
Yeah, you lose the door component and it gets a lot more awkward now. You're just kind of funneled through this fatal hole over towards the front of Heart. Blame F. Good damage on the spam, but that's so little to write home about in this moment. Very good awareness on m0NESY, right? That's a pretty standard entry route there from Astralis. You throw that smoke that lands out from the door. It gives you a few more options to try and make that play. And m0NESY gets ahead of it by quite literally playing in front of the smoke, ready to catch someone on their attempt to entry out through the door. So a job well done for G2 here in containing this top site hit. You just feel like you've removed this as an option for Astralis for at least the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, there's no safe route here either. Best bet is trying to trade onto JKS. But it looks like Astralis might be leaning into the save if nothing is given to them. And even NiKo, who has been in this position for about 40 seconds now, he could have flanked, but you know that that's a way that you give Astralis a way back into this round. Instead, he's confirmed they're saving with this info play, and now he can go hunting. Try and finish one of them off. He knows one's still lobby side though, or roof. Flash has come over somehow through a window perhaps. Blame still gets the kill. A 2-on-4 save should be good. I love these flashes. Wow, Blame. He's full blind just shooting as JKS comes up the ladder. It's a very efficient save here for Astralis, but G2, it shows that their 4 rifle save in the previous round was the right call. They come right back in with an answer. And much as how you can, Borum showed us, you can win a round with 1 kill. m0NESY does almost the same thing, just with that opener. It stifles the A play completely, and Astralis cancel the rush. Then they go back in for it with no flash. Yeah, there's a pretty desperate decision.
Oh, they're going to try go back outdoor again. You're hoping that m0NESY is trying to reposition on his orb, so you use that against G2. HooXi is the hero of this round, though, dropping in at the back of the site. The anchor man arrives. And now it's just Device. Knows about the Heaven player, knows about the backside player. There's still 1 man unaccounted for, and that's making Device uneasy. He's going to try and fight the battle he knows about, and he deals with HooXi. He's ready for that re-peek out of the heavens, and when he isn't given it, he gets suspicious. Why have I not been traded yet? So he'll go hunting, and he finds JKS in the back of the lobby. This is a fantastically played 1-on-3 from Device, but there's 1 man still to beat. m0NESY gave him the wave earlier on.
Look at this.
Device reply with a smile. And now it's got to be Device's time in the limelight. Bomb retrieved. Plant found. m0NESY out through the door, and Device executes him. Clinically done, and he returns the favor. Beautiful scenes. Device shows how he finds this level of consistency, the experience. It all shines through and is embodied in that clutch.
Just one of the greatest of all time, and the fact that he's still doing it in 2023 in a different Astralis roster with none of the remaining players from his era, and he just pulls out rounds like this every damn day. It's sickening. 101v3 for Device. And this head-to-head between him and m0NESY, you've been getting it. You've been getting these AWP fights all series long. And now he shut it down in a clutch as well. So entertaining.
I just can't get over, the decision making. You see the cogs whirring, the speed he's having to process everything. Now, we have the X-ray. It feels almost too easy, for us. But he's got his own mental imagery of how that round's panning out. And you could just see the awareness. It was in the positions that he knew about. That was how he figured out where the man he didn't know about was. Like some sort of ICBM. Look at him. So here we are, JKS aggroing into the lobby. G2 want their revenge, and they're doing it by trying to take away this staging platform for Astralis. They've taken the lobby control, and now Astralis have this awkward decision where they have to try and retake this, that they can't let G2 have it. They don't have any pressure outside. They don't have any presence there, so they've got to go fight for the lobby, and every step of the way, it's thwart with danger. Even though Device is out in the A site, Blame F is pinned in, and they know he cannot be anywhere else. So it's down to Device to deliver again. Molly swings m0NESY wide, and this time he wins it out.
Yeah, full focus, not looking up from his screen after that one. G2 have a goal in mind, and right now they are delivering it here in this third map. The most one-sided map we've seen of this series so far. Great shooting from m0NESY. Shame to see Blame just go and crouch peek into m0NESY there with the orb instead of waiting for Device, who had util, who had an easy route to come back into lobby and help him. That feels like an oversight for Blame to just force the fight when m0NESY is already known about on that angle. But Astralis getting sloppy near the end of the T side, perhaps. Nothing has really worked, even when they get that outside lower control.
JKS could be in some trouble here. They're closer than he's ready for, and yeah, so he will get overran, caught with the nades out. That moment where he doesn't have vision over ramp allows them to get close, and so Astralis have at least got a nice bit of real estate here, and an AK retrieved for Borup.
Yeah, NiKo's let Stare have outside, essentially. He's just making sure he's not main splitting. So down lower goes Hunter to deal with this one lurk. But Astralis can't really do anything if Stare gets killed, and he's on the clock right now. Hunter's... Oh my... Hunter? He doesn't know. NiKo knows about Stare outside. He called it. He left it completely. Hunter's not even considering this with his knife out in the vent. That looked like a rotation called, but instead, just confused, dazed, dead. NiKo does find Borup on ramp, but that bomb has snuck down into secret, into this B site. G2 are on the retake here. This round shouldn't even be close.
Stare is the one who got away. It's all going to get thrown onto him in the clutch, and he's low on health, so this is where the mop-up should look to come through. Two players out from ramp. HooXi clearing the back line, but Stare adds another to the tally. Oh,
no way.
And one more for Stare! Low on HP, but not a care in the world. It's NiKo left to beat. Nades the door off. This is such a strong post plant. Stare can pick and choose his battles, and all the pressure, it's all on NiKo now. Running him down, even though he gets the kill. Stare has done enough. Beautifully done from the man who has so often been touted as the next hot thing in Denmark. Beautiful scenes from his Deagle, playing like he's 100 HP, like he's the star, like he's the guy.
Yeah, this shot here, that was just clinical through the window as well. I don't know how he even got into secret unbeknownst to G2, but then crazy. He haunts their nightmares. That's so confusing. The lack of consideration that he was down when he was already spotted crossing red. And that is one that G2 will live to regret. Definitely not forget. Astralis trying to find their second win to the end of the half. Suddenly, 6 rounds isn't off the table.
No, far from it. Far from it. G2 coming in with another buy. Sure, it's gonna have the AWP. You've got NiKo on an M4. That part sounds great, but it's as you go down the list, it gets worse and worse for G2. And this is all in. This is everything put into this round. So really, you're looking at m0NESY, you're looking at NiKo, and you're saying, like, they have to stand and deliver here.
That's such a clutch round to find at this point in the game, because, yeah, just flips the money, flips the momentum completely. And if Astralis win this map out of nowhere, that's all you're going to be thinking about. These two incredible clutches for Astralis in this T side. Device is 1 on 3, Stare doing the same. m0NESY has had enough. Gonna put his money where his mouth is, back in the door. Looking for danger, and he's found it around every corner. Buzz removed, Device get picked outside as well, and NiKo letting no one slip by in these smokes. He's gonna find Stare this time. 5 on 2, and G2 recover very well.
Yeah, out of all the ways that this round could have gone, it's perfect for G2. The two players that they wanted finding contact first, that they wanted involved early, that they set up to be involved early, do get those engagements, and it just starts to fall apart for Astralis past that point. Blame F1v5, lobby taken, and they've got him boxed in with the bomb outside. They know his end destination, if ever there was one. Sure, overruns NiKo here, but there's so much more work to do, and time is of the essence. 20 seconds left. They're behind him. They're in front of him everywhere he goes. G2 look to occupy. And so the best case scenario now for BlameF is that he gets to hold on to his AK, and not even that is a given as Hunter hunts them down. G2 right back in the swing of things. They brush off the last couple of clutches that Astralis have found, and now they lock in double digits.
That's probably the best aspect for G2, the fact that they can lose to, you know, unbelievable clutches. Like the device one's just super well played, but the stair one's definitely, you know, a missed move for G2. And still, G2 are looking like they might find 11-4 at the end of the half. That's great resilience mentally when this series could have been done, and really should have been done in 2, given the opportunity Astralis had back on Inferno. They will have to force for the last round. And it's looking like a ramp hit again. JKS has not had a problem. One round, he's fallen 1-for-1 on ramp. Every other time, he's escaped with his life and done more than that as well. Good tag, though. He's kind of trapped out here in the corner. They're going to run through the smoke as well. He doesn't know where to look. Blame is right behind him, and G2, they can't save this time. They've got to save the day.
Oh, HooXi's going to keep getting chased here.
Nice
that one
shot.
fight is not the end of the line, but he will quell that aggression through the double doors. Devices Deagle. Domes 1. But NiKo replies, and things slow down for Astralis. It was in the chaos that they were meant to thrive in this round.
Nice
the
move.
slowdown is not good for them. These smokes fade, and now sightlines are open.
NiKo playing this very smart. If they want to leave, this is the only route out. And this is the last place you look.
Oh, on the swing, he's dinked immediately. Nade could find Buzz. Certainly could. Brings him down low, but not enough to get the kill.
Nice.
HooXi returns the favor, the advantage put back in favor of G2. BlameF.
How about another clutch?
It's where Astralis have had to find all their successes, and now it's the man who said he could take this squad to the promised lands, the captain of BlameF. Left to do it, only himself to worry about here as he slinks into the B site. HooXi has not moved a muscle. Still just waiting. Hunter clears out upper. Now they know it's the B play. HooXi drawing the attention in, making Blame uncomfortable, never giving him a moment of rest here to get set up for this post plant. Util goes out now. BlameF looking to give Astralis 5 at the end of the half, and they nearly line up for him. But Hunter will get the trade. G2 come together beautifully by the time Nuke rolls around, and they're sat just 5 rounds away from picking up the dub.
Everybody enjoys a hero AWP round. That's not going to be the case here, though. The M4s are coming out as well. They'll be sacrificing full utility. But with what they have, can they find the right play, Heroic? Early incendiary into the window, and that will extinguish the smoke. There'll be a gap to play with for Stout, who's holding angles there. The fast boost into the apartments. Oh, he's posted up, but 910 is there, ready and waiting again.
Good fight from Azteca, just catches Stown before Stown smokes it off. And Heroic's early round moves not working out for them. The Mongols well prepared for the early round aggression. Stown was not able to get involved in the previous round, so I think he was trying to see if he could get involved in the action in towards Connector, but just got the timing slightly wrong. Didn't realize Azteca was so far up. Now Heroic will need a big step up to have a chance in this round. Smoke goes into window. Tesses has taken over AWPing duties for now. But the Mongols with full mid control, starting to get into Connector. And this might be false information from Shush. It depends where that bomb goes. It's at mid, so it can go either way right now. But it feels like the Mongols are starting to spot out that A is a little clearer than you'd normally expect.
36 seconds. And Heroic don't really have the utility to slow these players down. The patience from 9-10. Claims another soul. Securing jungle.
Ooh.
They've got angles on short as well. Potential upgrade for Shush as the bomb will be planted. Second AWP then, if they can survive. But a 5-0 start for Mongols on the T side of Mirage is fantastic. Off to the races immediately. And I think that's what you want to see from an underdog as well. Again, absolutely can't really compare in terms of name value with the best team in the world at present. But they could certainly earn some in this series.
How much do you want to hunt? Smoke might deny. Ooh, there is the push in from under though.
G2 came into this series looking scrappy and rusty, but they have scraped it off, and right now diamonds are being revealed beneath. 11-4 at the end of the first half. It's map 3, it's Nuke, and it's G2 in their opening bout here in the IEM Cologne group stage. Astralis, an impressive run through the play-in, and an impressive hold here in this matchup. But finally, on the third map, the Danes are having trouble. Are G2 going to make quick work of this, or will this be made into a meal?
Yeah, outside of a couple of clutches, that's all Astralis are able to find. m0NESY opens up the pistol as G2 come in confident with a fast topside hit. Ends up even in a 4-on-4. They want this one to end with a bang. They know that winning the pistol is basically enough to lock you in this series. And look at the moves that Hunter's making right now. All the way in through ramp. This backstab could be timed perfectly. They've got knives pulled. He will only get one from it. That's going to pressure these players out of the heavens on the back of the flash. They've got to fight forward as Hunter corrupts the backline. Bested by Borup, and Buzz floats into the site to tap the bomb. Baiting peaks. NiKo finds him. Just Borup in this 1v2. And G2 don't have to fight him. They don't have to give him the satisfaction. And NiKo will go hunting anyway as G2 pick up the pistol. They want this win. They want to make amends from how this series started. Firing on all cylinders now. A confident display to open up this second half.
It's nothing but reassuring for G2, who have had a pretty horrible last few months, right? As I said earlier, with the exception of 2 BO3 wins over Cloud9, this roster has not beaten a top 10 team since the Katowice Grand Final over Heroic. They have had a rough last season. And even though this is only one step, at least it's in the right direction. And not just beating Astralis, but battling their own demons in this series, certainly. And remaining resilient despite some incredible clutches from the Danes. And a seemingly unwinnable Inferno pulled back from the brink of defeat. If they could end this series with a statement, going back to how their Nuke looked at the start of the year, a 16-win streak, that would certainly be a good sign for G2 moving forward. And with the option of either FaZe or NiP waiting in that next matchup on Monday, the chance for G2 to maybe get a win against one of the proven Tier 1 rosters. This is all in the future, though. They've got to finish what they started, forced by for Astralis. And, well, they're out of position, frankly. It might just be that full Blame F save. An old callback to Cole. And a unicorn round, perhaps. Not on JKS's watch. But even so, this is just going to be a rerun next round for Astralis.
Yeah, it's the very old school, you know, Blame F force buy round. And they might even get out of it with this Galil.
They know he's here somewhere.
You almost don't want this to be the unicorn round. JKS ain't looking up.
Gotta look up, man.
So a gun gained. Something to work with for Astralis in this next round. This force gets a tiny bit more interesting for them. They can still put this to use. G2 seem unfazed by it, though. They know that they've done a lot of the legwork here, thanks to the success in the pistol. Now in the conversions, if they can just hit the sweet spot on this next one, They're in great tidings to pick up a dominant win in the third. And I mean, with how this series has gone, with how back and forth Inferno was, with how Ancient felt like they were lagging behind for the longest time. You used the word reassuring earlier, and that is, you know, the feeling for G2 right now. NiKo creeping up close to these smokes. CT or T side, he feels more than comfortable out in the yard, and he's going to guide everyone across. The Shepherd leads, and the Kid follows. You'd like to think this is a safe bet. Astralis still have everyone over on the top site. Only now is that starting to change. And G2 have options here. Their hands are not tied. They don't have to follow through with the B play, even if that's where the bomb is, even if that's where the bulk of these players are. m0NESY, quick work to find Device. Does this make them want to follow through? Because NiKo runs in, will end up falling at the hands of the 5-7. Buzz still alive, still a threat, buying time in at the back of the site while his teammates thin the rest of the herd.
I'm scared.
Buzz is finally dealt with, but he gets away with a lot of damage as they show him the door. And now it's Stare with that scavenged Galil from last round, 1v2. They're going to try and dupe him and get ahead on the rotate. They need every advantage they can get right now with these two players low. Bomb planted, post plant set up. Right now this round is set up for Hunter to win it if it comes down to it.
And he's making a perfect play, wrapping Heaven as well. Stare doesn't have a kit, he's on the clock. Silent drop is lovely, but Stare, there's no saving this situation. Hunter is the guarantee to win this round. m0NESY giving him nothing, and Stare sneaking in, but silence will not help you today. Missed shot, it's fine. I'm not sweating, and neither are G2. Hunter can afford to check this first, he can afford to die. He doesn't even do so. It's Stare who will not survive. And G2, the pacifist approach. Everyone dies, except m0NESY. 14-4, and that's one way to do it.
Yeah, very well done. I mean, you know, there was some serious world where that could have gotten out of hand, right? If they felt that pressure, compelled to just commit to the B plant. But no, they put some distance between them and Stare. They cut off that flow of info. They don't make life easy for him, and they make it very easy for themselves.
Great try for Buzz, though. We've seen, you know, good signs out of a lot of players for Astralis in this series, even though Buzz is having a really poor map here. Did all he could there on the B bomb site. Kill and 2 low players. But G2 right now just outmatching, outclassing Astralis on map 3 of this series. Doing what they should be doing, as far as I'm concerned. Nice dig from Blame. I like that little one-way as well. It's good for fighting on an A-rush. It can also put out the hut roof molly. Got a full wall outside. Blame re-peeks. He finds NiKo. Good flash from Device. Definitely hands over eyes. And G2 can make it down to Secret, but Stare's already there.
He's got his work cut out for him, because he can't really afford to fall. Suddenly the B side goes dark, and he barely even gets info on that peak. Dead immediately. Buzz rotates in swiftly, looking to take up where his teammate left off, and he will deal with the double lower push. Contained nicely by Astralis. m0NESY and JKS are left to worry about, but they're nowhere to be found here. m0NESY might try and give a bit of room across to JKS to come in on this flank through ramp. He himself is getting hunted through the lobby, and so the one and done is all he gets. Right now, m0NESY knows he's got a 1v1 in the B site. He almost wants to try and pressure this. He wants to try and take it. But with no time, with no peek given, m0NESY is forced to head for the hills.
Yeah, his molly was so good. If he actually fought with it, he would have killed Buzz, who sat in it for 2 seconds and just swings out. m0NESY tries to use that molly to predict another player's swing to help him out. It's a nice idea, but it's not enough to win the round here today. Very low. He goes to save, and Astralis, thanks to Blame with those openers outside, great damage. They do right by the captain. They close it, finding 5. A long road ahead here for Astralis. A perilous one. And G2 with ample opportunity to end the game. Honestly, maybe the big ticket item to allow that. They give him some room to entry. Go for a ramp pick after the smoke, do the heroic boost. Buzz is very passive, making sure not to offer up a free kill here. NiKo trying to sell the outside. And right now there's no actual eyes on it. Device is all the way towards Hell, and he's smoked off. So coming up secret is Blame instead, using a one-way. They will get ramp control. Buzz concedes it, making the right call. Especially against a low econ round, hearing those Tech 9s, you don't want to get flooded and arm your opponents. But now he has to multi-kill from this position. 1 and done, and G2 are laughing.
Util raining in over the top. He hears the footsteps, and yeah, there's that 1 and done you talk about. That's exactly what G2 wanted here. They were set up for the trade. They've got themselves into B. borup, first man on the scene, drops in down the vents. NiKo is controlling and manipulating these ramp rotates if Astralis look to go for it. Right now, everyone's still on upper with the exception of borup. At least his presence down here on B allows for Vent to be used as a point of rotation, but re-smoked in at the double doors. This is starting to get really awkward. You've imposed a horrible situation here. You've all got to flood out through decon and win fight after fight, wave after wave of G2 players ready to meet them there. Hunter goes 1 for 1. The MP9s move into the site, they get up close, where they do their best work, but dealing with m0NESY and JKS back in the doors, I mean, that's wishful thinking. And Astralis now try to head out of there, now try to save. G2 with not much to offer in this round. They find it, they deal with that lone B-site player.
Yeah, that's a call of desperation for Astralis, right? 14-5 call. You have no kit. You are all stuck inside a decon, double smoked off, no ramp flank, and they still go for it. Yeah, you wouldn't do that in a closer game, but Astralis know that they can't just surrender every round. It's not even a nice try, it's just a try. It's the only option. And so they save 2 rifles, but G2 save their souls in this series with a reassuring finisher and a final round needed. They always keep you entertained, do G2, through win or loss. We'll give them that. And if there's an MVP on the other side, it's the man on your screens and device. He has been the rock for Astralis across this series. Came into this map 11 and 4 on opening duels, was into the double digits in multi-kills, back on Inferno. A 1.47 rating before Nuke began. And while this map's been a little harder for everyone, it probably wouldn't have got here without Device, and he will start this round off as well.
Yeah, beautiful way to open on the back of this aggression, right? Already you've kind of put G2 in a bit of a weird spot. They have to dedicate a bit of attention into the lobby just to hold on to this. Smoke down, borup on the other side, and walking outside is a death sentence for HooXi. When you see him walking close to the main smoke like that, you're anticipating that that was the beginning of a bit of a top site hit. The flashes do enough to stifle these door players. It grinds to a very awkward hold now, and borup alongside Stair will farm on the MP9s. It's just m0NESY. 1v4 AWP in his hand, minute left to play with, so you're going to see him float around, see if anything's offered up. But if Astralis just take their hands off the keyboards, if they stop moving, m0NESY has already decided he will not attempt this round. Device wants more than that. Him and m0NESY have developed a bit of a rivalry across this game. The gestures to one another down the desk, down the sight lines when they open up, and m0NESY hunted down by his AWPing counterpart on the other side. That'll give Device the big green at least, and that's something for Astralis to look forward to.
At least an exit. It's actually G2 calling in a timeout as well. Their money is pretty garbage at the moment, so it looks like they just want to force up and give it a Hail Mary, go for a quick hit, maybe a top rush. Those MP9s can be really annoying to play against, so if anything, there might be a world where they can actually get out onto this top site. Yeah,
I mean, you know, these types of calls are always dangerous to play against, because you know your opponents do play that much looser when you're coming through with the force. It can make containing it hard to deal with. It means that Device needs to pick and choose his battles a little smart on the AWP.
It can be down to where you start as well in the CT AWP here. If G2 are going for a quick, pocket strat and they're pulling out something like dry run, they're going for a fast A. Device starts in the wrong position. He can be left completely out of spot to deal with this. JK's going to try and get behind the vent, but he's going to get spammed down quite significantly and maybe even to his last legs. One more shot will do it. He's going to late pop.
I mean, you've spammed it so much, you almost don't believe he could still be here.
Yeah.
blameF will locate him on that smoke fade and now looks to clean house. The remaining G2 players, like lambs to the slaughter, go into this bomb site up against the rifles.
It doesn't always work, but I like that G2 tried it, right? Just pull out something that everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone's got late util to help JKS out. It's just a lot of smoke spam. Astralis read that very well. They started with 3 on top site immediately, and a 4th came in through main, so it wasn't too much of a surprise. But yeah, G2, they have the room to go for something like that.
Exactly, right? It's the freedom that comes with having 10 chances to close this game out, right? You don't feel so remiss for taking these kind of early risks, get everyone's money back on the same page. That's exactly what they've done now. As this eco round flows down the pipeline, they're still a long ways away from being worried yet.
Not a penny spent. Pissing in the wind for G2 with Glocks. And just using this as a faux timeout, chatting it through for that next round. Just existing. But how do you feel about Astralis, Harry, after watching this series? They've been through some ups and downs, without a doubt. Taking the first map, something that's been a mainstay of their pool for a long time, especially for blameF and Ancient. And yes, the Inferno loss hurts, but at one point that was their game. You know, this is probably the best Astralis we've seen since Cologne last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very good signs for Astralis. It's all building and pointing in the right direction, right? And that's the main thing when you look at this squad. I mean, there was never really a question around someone like Device or even blameF offering up good performances, but it feels like, Blame has found better ways to be impactful. He's put his bag of tricks to use in other avenues, and then around him, you've got this really interesting supporting cast element, someone like Stare, who you've seen these star moments from, who has been touted as the next big thing. Someone like Buzz, who's been around just that tad bit longer, larger degree of familiarity. I think for the most part, he's made some very sound choices across this series. So all moving in the right direction, but will that be enough to keep this match alive? HooXi does not seem to think so, but Device is quick with it in the reply. Deeg out, he does it with the sidearm. Returns the lead to Astralis in the round, but now they've got to contest with this plant down lower.
HooXi dies a hero and just selling this A play while they all drop down the vent. It's a very cheeky move for G2, and it's getting weirder by the second with Hunter inside of the smoke. Oh, they spam it. Did they hear that? They did. And Hunter gets cleared out from the mist. 2 on 4. Someone needs to save the day, and it might be down to JKS, but flicked by Borup. Astralis get a commanding and convincing retake on that lower site. Despite that upper kill and a very early bomb plant, Astralis are not going down without a fight.
No, they're not. I mean, you know, you've already used up almost half your chances, G2, to close this out.
True.
To put it to bed before it even becomes a worry. And with each passing round,
look at this.
Folks like Device are only getting more switched on. That's a beautiful sequence from him. Just straight gorgeous as he changes out to the Deagle, ready for that swing up through the site. So cleanly done.
Clean is the right word.
You keep telling yourself, we only need that one round. But you'd be surprised how hard it can be to find.
Yeah.
You've got 15 already. Down to the pistols again. You hit this point where like these become scary because they're the ones that you care about a little less. You don't overthink these ones. You try to brute force it. You try to cause chaos. So let's see if that can be the answer for G2. Last time the top site hit got denied the moment JKS tried getting outdoor.
Yeah.
He's running a similar pathing here, but it's a little later in the round.
Got this backside molly from Monacy and lots of flashes that are just going to cycle in. Stair needs to dodge the right ones, but he's blind after an instant. He just commits staring into the white as he sprays away. Dodges that next one. A nice attempt from Stair. Borup on top of the hut with a smoke in his face. Doesn't matter to him. He hits 3 heads, and Hunter has to reset and try and squeeze something out of this round. It's a good escape from Hunter. To commit into certain death on that A site was not the move. This at least gives him options.
And there are a lot of options open right now. They're going to hear him. They know the game's afoot. They know what's happening here. But now you've got to deal with it. Device and Buzz, the 2 left up against Hunter. Armed with only the Tech 9. Hunter's looking for a clutch to end this for G2. Early on in this series, this was the only way they could win rounds. Now they look to win the whole series on the back of one. Hunter up close, and the Tech 9 delivers. Hunter with the close, and the uncrowned Kings of G2 pick up some steam towards the end of this series. They believed in the 5-man unit, one of the few squads to not make changes over the player break heading into the new season. We were questioning this.